Hello everyone, it is Joe here from Omnipoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. If you're looking for PTCGO codes, including the stuff from Chilling Reign, make sure you go ahead and check out the Potown store. You can get a 5% discount on your order using that code Omnipoke. For today's video, we are going to be looking at the annoying wall Altaria in the Chilling Reign meta, because it gains Inteleon. We've actually seen how well Deci has been able to use Inteleon, but playing an Altaria instead, you get to buy a lot of free spaces. You don't have to play Rare Candy, which is great. You get a 1 energy attachment attacker, which means you can chain your damage a lot easier. And I feel like Inteleon covers a lot of the issues that Altaria had in the previous format. You gain the option to have another 1 energy attack in Waterfall for just a twin energy. So you can actually cover your awkward weakness to fire Pokemon like Blacephalon and Volcanion quite easily by having this guy as a backup attacker that can respond 1-hit KO whilst trying to spam Marnies into Blacephalon, for example. And of course we gain the ability Quick Shooting, which is a lot of extra damage, and that's one of the main issues of Altaria compared to Decidueye, is that you give the opponent much more time. Decidueye does a lot more damage, and just trying to swing with the speed dive can get punished eventually just by giving your opponent too many turns to accumulate their answers if they are playing any. So having Quick Shooting in here allows us to target down bench threats much more aggressively, as well as pile into the active when need be, to really just help you out against the majority of other single prize Pokemon answers that people are playing, and just speed up the win condition a lot of the deck, which can be good because you don't really want to get into that deck out situation. It can be something that would happen in certain matchups like Lucario Melmetal, for example. So having stuff like Tool Scrapper, Munchlax, and Quick Shooting means you can actually slowly whittle your way through that matchup and a few others as well. So definitely important stuff to note here. So yeah, overall the deck is trying to sit behind Altaria, buy those free wins, because this can't be damaged by V and GX Pokemon, which is the majority of Pokemon in the majority of decks in the format. So Altaria is simply trying to get through the answers that opponents play over, you know, the course of the game, and then at that point in the game, even if you haven't taken 6 prizes, you basically just win at that point, and it's a case of clicking actions to get it done, basically. No longer do you need to use any brain power, you just get over the line. So yeah, and the Inteleon package not only gives you this Quick Shooting, but also gives us the consistency of shady dealings to help us get into that turn 2 Altaria, for example, or just get us some key support cards to get digging into the deck. Even things like Mallow Lana and Bird Keeper are nice tech cards to pull out at the right time, so all of these things are worth bearing in mind. Outside of that, things like Munchlax allow us to be that little bit more infinite, get back cards that we otherwise couldn't. For example, Big Parasol against Shadow Rider. If they are playing Tool Scrapper, it may be important to get this back so you can play around Astral Barrage. Tool Scrapper of our own, so we can get around Goggles in Luke Metal, so you can actually damage those guys, not only with your Quick Shooting, but you take away enough reduction to actually start hitting with Speed Dive and slowly get through them. With your own Big Parasol, your energies aren't getting removed. And I know you guys are thinking, oh, you only play Special Energy, you can't get around Shadow Rider. Well, firstly, you can just attach energy turn 1, of course, but also, if they're just trying to poke you for 10 every turn, you have Snack Search, Mallow Lana, and Scoop Up Net, so you can slowly beat their 10 damage chip every turn, especially because you have Quick Shooting. You're actually benefiting from them just prodding you for 10 each turn. It's not a problem for you at all. We're infinite, we won't deck by that approach, and we'll be putting more damage into play. So anytime that they are going for that little 10 damage poke every turn strategy with Shadow Rider, we present enough non-attack damage to force them into a different approach, at least for a turn, and then on those turns you can drop your energy down and actually swing with Altaria. So yeah, we do have a few techs in here for Shadow Rider. We wall against a lot of the other decks in the format. We have Inteleon to quick shoot our way through opposing Inteleon lists, for example, especially with the help of healing from Mallow Lana and Nets. And yeah, Nets is also super important for ADP, of course, because they're going to try and Echoing Horn and Morwile and stuff like that to force extra Pokemon into play. So making sure we are as few Altaria and nothing else as possible is going to be really important in exactly that matchup. So let's jump into some games and see how Altaria does. Decidueye is definitely, I think, a top 10 deck in the format right now. But there are definitely benefits to playing Altaria instead. I just like the extra spaces that you gain by taking out rare candy, essentially. You're much less weak to Marnie. You can get your Altaria online just much more quickly and establish that lock against ADP, which I think is the biggest deal, right? Because whenever you put down Rowlets, it's so difficult for you to then get the Decidueye into play by the time that they've already done their GX attack and are starting to find the Echoing Horn and this, that, and the other. Whereas this approach, it's much easier for you to just find that stage 1 Pokemon, get it into play, it's sat there, and then it's down to you to just like get rid of all your other cards that they could potentially more while into play and give them only the option to use one Echoing Horn kind of thing is really what we're trying to do here. So I think with the amount of ADP, this approach makes sense. So yeah, Mew could be a lot of decks. We have a lot of good cards here, though. Capture Energy always seems good. I think we'll have a quick scout here. We have all 3 of these. We have all 3 of these. We have 3 Drizzile, 4 Drizziles. Okay. Let's have a look. I always like to look at a few of our one-offs, like Mallow Lana can sometimes be an important one to pick out. Nets, just in case he's ADP. Parasol. I don't think any Shadow Rider play Mew, though, so I don't have to worry about Parasol too much. Parasol also, side note, helps you against Crobat, trying to poison damage you. Small side note, I know, but still worth a small mention. I think we'll go Sobble and then Quick Ball out. I can actually just go Quick Ball and Level Ball here. We can just go 2 and 2. That's one of the benefits of playing 4 Capture in this list. You are pretty happy to, just flood that board. Getting Sobbles out in matchups that aren't ADP quite quickly is pretty important as well, because you want the Inteleons to be adding that extra pressure quite quickly. So we actually see a bucket, so this could be an Ice Rider Cali or a Shadow Rider Calyrex. No, an Ice Rider Calyrex or an Inteleon VMAX is what I meant to say. They can Quick Ball away water. It is going to be Ice Rider. So Ice Rider can either be playing Cinccino or they can be playing Inteleon. We are much more afraid of the Inteleon build than the Cinccino build. So we'll have a look, see what's what. They're just going to pierce for 40. Okay. So our hand is looking pretty insane. We can actually, even with the Level Ball pickup, even better. So we'll definitely go Incense for our first pickup. So we can be hitting with Altaria now. What will our second Drizzile get us? Honestly, maybe just like a Level Ball for extra Drisms, extra little guys. I could make a second Altaria if I really want to, but I actually value Incense quite highly because it makes the big Inteleons, and Level Ball gets pretty much everything else. Getting the extra Sobble down just means we have even more likelihood of not bricking off of our own research, which is nice. Yeah, see, so we get the Drizzile for next turn. We've got a lot of good supporters. We've got both Inteleons for next turn. That's going to be a ton of pressure. Let's swing for the 80, thanks to the powerful Colorless. So the Cinccino builds do have the opportunity to play Phoebe and like Mewtwo Scoop Up Net, so we should still be respecting this and trying to race it as quickly as possible. It's one of these decks that you figure out as your opponent sort of plays the game, and there's our first free win. We make an Altaria, the opponent instantly scoops because they're not playing the correct answers, so more likely they were playing a Cinccino build. If it's an Inteleon build, maybe they battle it out, because Inteleon can actually be quite a scary attacker. It does 70, and if you have 2 of the Inteleons in play, they could do the 40 extra to deal with Altarias. I have considered potentially one Big Charm in this list for that reason, to give yourself the extra buff and bulk against opposing Intels. But typically, I think the win condition is mostly you just get more Intels out anyway. Alright, the hand isn't looking great, but we have Altaria for turn 2. We actually get second swab down. No Sobbles, which is a shame. We will attach this because it opens up a lot of draws for next turn to actually get that attack. It means that we can draw any of our captures and still be happy. We see Fog Crystal Oricorio. What deck is this now? Oh, it's going to be Malamar? I think this is going to be Malamar. Quite an awkward matchup. We really want to get as many Sobs down as we possibly can, because we really need to be pinging down his stuff to keep up in a race here. We can be the one taking the first prize, which I think is important, but it's going to be difficult for us to keep up in this race. We'll certainly evolve up. The Marnie might help us a little bit here as well, though. Let's not forget. We do have the Kangaskhan, and we do have the Rod. Do we have all of our twins? We have 3 twins, so taking one of the prizes will be a big deal here. We'll definitely take a Sobble. And let's just Marnie this. Really hope to hit an energy card. If we can kick off the right way with a prize, it would be great. We actually can't, which sucks. Okay, so am I going to end on a Munchlax here? Honestly, couldn't tell you. I don't think I should retreat because his hand size is still only 4. So let's just pass. I could quick ball away Inteleon to protect it against research and possibly Marnie him again. I could just grab a Munchlax here instead. Yeah. Let's grab our Munch. It becomes a pivot for us as well, which I think is big. And we can put a Level Ball on top for the Drizzile. Okay, or we can just have it as a pivot. That's fine too. Alright, so they can go Sushi Master. They do have the Mally already. They need to have 3 Rapid Strike cards in their hand, plus the Rapid Strike Search. Level Ball is not one of them, but they can Drizzile for maybe a Karina's Focus or a Research here. They are probably taking the first prize of this game with this research, I'd imagine. I think the biggest hope is that they whiff energy. They play Surge in here? Crazy. They can Octillery for an impact energy, actually, so that wasn't even possible. They're going to grab a Mally, put it into play, which means they've easily got the KO. So ideally we find Kanga here. That's probably our best draw. Kanga Twin, if we can work towards that. Of course, any Drizzile can get us the Quick Ball. The Twin Energy is the hardest thing to find. We've prized one of them as well, so... Okay, Drizzile can't get us the Kanga right away. Because I can't Quick Ball it out. So I think I just go Incense actually for Altaria, just to thin it from the deck. So I keep... Actually, I want to keep Incense open, right? I want to keep this as a live target for Drizzile off the other side of his hand. So I think I'm just tossing a Mallow Lana because it's a completely dead card in this matchup. Let's just yeet. We find the twins. We do find the Drizzile, so I can at least respond KO here while I slowly build up my Inteleon army. We have to go Quick Ball, obviously. We'll get rid of Boss. We'll grab Rally Back Man. Unfortunately, it feels like he's probably just going to win if he can just outright race us. There's no easy way for us to KO the... Why would he scoop there? Wait, what? I actually see no reason for him to scoop there. He must be winning a prize race there, right? He had second Mally in play. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know why you'd scoop there. We were going to have a close back and forth, my friend. I was going to try and get double Inteleon into play. I was going to try and ping you down slowly and take your bishop and grind you down. But no, you just said that's enough. Okay. Okay. His hand must have been... I don't even know how bad his hand would have been, because he had Octillery and Oricorio. He should have just been racing us from that point. Anyway. Maybe some awkward prizes. You never know. Let's go first. Okay, Dark Box. So if Dark Box play Guzzlord, we basically always lose. If they don't play Guzzlord, we should be okay. What other tech attackers could they play? Not too sure. I should probably not discard Kangaskhan because of exactly Guzzlord. So I think I'm getting rid of Incense here. This turn I go capture for Sobble, make another Sobble, bench Swablu. Next turn we go Drizzile for research, bench Kanga, Altaria, attach Twin. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll always make the Swab. We'll always get rid of the Incense here, I think. It's either Incense or Kanga that goes, but it makes the most sense for it to be Incense. Seems I only need one Drizzile to get the research rocking. And of course we're going first, so I can't call out any more Sobs. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a Turner Weavile. That is much better for us, I think. So now they're likely to play Yveltal and Hooper, I would say, is the biggest threats. If they're playing this build with Weavile, they probably play Darkrai Umbreon for a GX attack that can knock out one Altaria. So I have to make two at least. But we shall see. They can get free energy back with Moltres, of course. And they're going to pass, okay. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy just doing this stuff. We'll just get the clean 7, I think. Not too afraid of what's in his hand just yet. I think I definitely want to go second Swablu, second Sobble. Do we have all three Intels? Yeah, we do. Okay, nice. And I think the 60 damage is better than a coin flip Munch here. I think I'll go for a Marnie into hand with this Drizzile. Because I already have tons of energy. I'm pretty robust against whatever he wants to do. Alright, so Eternatus is in play. This will be a good indicator to see what answers they're using. Okay, Crobat's just cards. Guzzlord would be terrifying. I wouldn't put it past this sort of list though, because when you play the Weavile, it's actually more easy to shove everything over to it. You know. Okay, there's the Slash. Definitely a big... There is some argument here to just researching, because if I hit the Intel, I can KO the Sneasel with pings and then attack something. Yeah, okay. So, more free wins. So far, what have we had? We've had a Scoop from an Ice Rider. A Scoop from a Malamar and a Scoop from a Eternatus. Free wins, I'm telling you. No one wants to play against Altaria. Where would we be without ADP to keep this deck in check, you know? ADP, the savior of the format. You know it's true. Search your feelings. Alright, we'll get one last game in, because these have flown by. Ooh, a very dicey hand for us. Extremely dicey. So we play 4 Swablu, 4 Sobble, 4 Capture, 4 Level Ball, 4 Quick Ball. We should have very good odds of finding our way out from mulligans here. but I am still terrified. And all of our supporters, of course, because we are going second. Okay, we draw a supporter. Okay. Alright, so we're going up against a single strike build of some description. If it's... Well, regardless, we have to beat Houndooms. Houndooms can reach 110 with 3 single strike energies attached. They're playing Bruno, which means they're probably one prize based rather than multi-prize. So we have to be even more afraid. What do they do? They quick balled away a supporter, so we should probably play the Marnie. We should still try and get lots of Sobbles out. This Snack Search is looking like a big deal now. This hand is very poor. I think I should retreat into Mew, in all honesty, because I might need the Snack Search if we whiff this one. Ooh, you beauty. Let's go. Tower is a card we can't take too much advantage of, and that's just in for the whole game for them now, so they will get a lot of draws off of that, I imagine. Okay, so they're playing Seviper. So we certainly need the help of some intels here to ping our way through. Obviously, Kanga can be something we can use probably a couple of times. They're going to Bruno for 4 here. Knowing full well that I'm basically forced to Marnie. The single strike roars are going to help us, you know, need less intels to do our dirty business, so that's good. I'll certainly put Kanga down at this point. I can go Drizzile for an Incense to take a KO here. I feel like it's worth it, because I already have the twin in hand, right? So taking the 1 prize, keeping up in the race makes a lot of sense here for me. So we'll say yes to this. We'll grab the Incense. We'll get the Altaria. The only thing I'm kind of lacking right now is longevity answers. Like, I need more board space for chaps. Little blue chaps. As I ping through his stuff. So he does need to commit to a Giga Hammer here to take a KO. They're going to Erica's for a ton of cards. Erica? That's OP. The good news is resources are pretty tight for him, right? Because he needs to keep Vitality Jarring back in a ton of single strike energies. So 1 prize matchups are actually pretty rough for this archetype. Even though they like trade 1 for 1 and they're kind of bulkier than my stuff, they will run out of instant answers, I think, quite quickly. So I'll certainly get a Sobble here. We will certainly make an Inteleon. We'll definitely get our rally back rolling. I think I want the board space, so I will Scoop Up Net Mew, I think. And turn it into a Sobble. We're actually supportless right now, so we're really hoping the rally back gives us some help here. I've already got the KO established, so I guess I'll ping down something. I think I hit Seviper, right, because it's the only thing that he can attack with next turn. There's no way he Marnies me, right? There's no way. They don't play Marnie in this list. He's got Erica and Bruno. Helpful card. Nice. Okay. I might need to spend a turn snack searching next turn. It might be a boss snack search. How many switching effects have we seen from them so far? None. There's the tower. Air balloon coming in now. There's a strong tail KO. Okay. So 2 twin energies down. So I'm pretty skeptical that we'll be able to actually attack this turn. Oh. Oh. I lied. We have the KO. Okay. Well, drawing a twin is very good here. Because now I can just Altaria. Inteleon coming in clutch yet again. Okay. So with 3 energies in the discard pile now, is it 3? No, it's all 4. So he needs to find 2 urns. And second Houndoom and a turn attachment. His hand size is pretty big though. We even get research off the prize. These were some good prizes to take. Because now we're going to start getting Intels up and running pretty well. They're researching. There's an urn, so they've got double urn. Do they have the turn attachment to go with it? Yes, and it's a capture. Which is pretty groovy. So they are keeping up here. 2 urns gone. There's the Giga Hammer. I think this turn we are going for Panic Boss play and attach energy somewhere. Because there's no way we research into our last twin. That's just absurd. So I want to get this in range of a waterfall, I think, is the plan. So we'll definitely ping this once. And we'll ping Seviper, because these are the things he wants to attack with. We'll capture out... another Sobble. I think I just boss and snack search. If I boss this guy... I should always play the Tool Scrapper, right? There's no other tool he's playing, surely. If we play the boss... do I want to go into this? Because he could double Single Strike Raw and just pay retreat. Actually, he can't use Giga Hammer next turn. So how does he... He could 30 plus. Maybe I risk and put an Inteleon in the active here to try and make it hard for him. I don't want to risk any quick shootings, but I think it's my best move. Just not playing a boss. If I'm not bossing, I should research actually. Let's do this. I forgot that this guy can't attack next turn. Okay. We want to try and find some Drizzles if we can. We absolutely can't. Let's take our last Swablu out of the deck. Oh no, let's take a Drizzile, obviously. What am I talking about? We actually have no more quick balls, so I probably just need this to be a supporter next turn. But we want to evolve anyway, right? Because we kind of need to. So he has to pay retreat. Maybe he can attack with Survivor. He would have to have a supporter. Double ping. Okay, I think I'm just snack searching with this one active. I think that's our best move. So he can either boss Land Crush, or he could, or Land's Pulse, I should say, and take a KO, or he can like double Houndoom, pay retreat, or switch in any combination. Like either he attacks with this or he attacks with this. We'll see. Okay, so Karen's Convictions. I've taken 3 prizes, so 3, 6, 9. So yeah, that's actually going to do it, right? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, he actually needs to flip heads. Oh, am I wrong? What about... Oh, it's 30 more if it's a stadium. It's not a coin flip. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Right. So we can go Altaria. I can either Altaria KO and spend the ping, or I can keep the ping for the bench. I don't need the ping for the bench. Let's spend the Altaria. Let's rod some guys back. I want Kanga and I want Intel back. We want to Marnie this boy. So we can Drizzile. I think I just need support for next turn, right? There's no ball search I want. I just want Deepest Dig into the deck. So we have to quick shoot the active, right? Yeah. It's at 70. This is fine to play. Let's speed dive. So I'm expecting him to be able to take the KO with Survivor this turn. But we should be able to respond on it. And then I think he's actually stuck. 2 urns played. We'll see. This is actually coming very close. So we can already respond on this now. He's got the tower. Has the Oricorio as well. Okay. Captures, is he going? Okay, so he goes Stonejourner. Earns again. So is that a wrap from him? Or do I need to go cheeky bossing again? Right, so he can always earn and pay retreat out of this guy. Or attack with it if need be. This is doing 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Which carries everything on the bench, but he got rid of Fion. I think I meant to boss him. doing 100 with the Stonejourner. He just takes the KO if he has attachment and single strike supporter in hand. But can I make any other plays? This forces the most out of him, right? This forces an attachment and a single strike supporter. I guess it just forces an attachment, right? 120, 134, 150, 160. If I attack, it gives him the extra 3 cards though, right? So this actually forces the most. Alright, so he needs switch out, or he needs to double Houndoom this, pay retreat, and have a single strike supporter to beat us. Or some other combination. There's a few combos he can do here. Still a wish. Oh, he could have nets as well. He's already played 1 net. So it could be net plus single strike supporter. He gets there. He gets there with the strong tail net combo. Okay, nice. Oh, man. We couldn't get enough Drizzle men out. We were pretty close there, actually. Interesting games. Alright, well, if that's the deck that beats us, I can't be too sad at the end of the day. Some decks do have the answers. They're just not some of the best decks in the format, which I think is the thing to take away here. Potentially, we could have a safer ADP if we had some extra discard synergy cards, like our own Viridian, for example, or if we just had extra Scoop Up Nets. Those are definitely worth considerations, because sometimes you still need to put Drizzile into play just to get rolling in the game, and then you have to scoop up net it again. I think ADP is really the only thing keeping a deck like this in check. Otherwise, it seems very, very strong. Even with the odd Phoebe here and there, I think with the extra pace that we have, it's dangerous into a lot of matchups. Let me know your thoughts on Altaria, and do you prefer it to Decidueye? And if not, why do you prefer playing rare candies? I'll hear your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in another video tomorrow. Cheers.